Hey guys, Warriors NRL Fanatics here. Welcome to the live tipping video for round 18. Hello to everyone that is joining at the moment. Hello to Ryan Woodley and the Div fam. So, yeah, I'll give you guys a few minutes before I start. I'll wait for a few more people to jump into the live stream. So I'll give it a few minutes before I start my tips for round 18. So, yeah, I'll wait a few minutes. Actually, I'll wait a few minutes and then I'll start. So I'll wait for a few more viewers to join. But yeah, so NRL this week, round 18, we're back to a full complement of games this week, and yeah, there's quite a few teams that will be playing here in Queensland. So as you guys know, because of the COVID situation, all teams are now based in Queensland, except for the Melbourne Storm, who are still, I believe, is based in Melbourne, from what I've heard. So yeah, the Warriors and all those teams will be based in Queensland for the next month. So, yeah, hello to everyone that's joined. So, yeah, I'm going to get into my tips for round 18. So, yeah, I'll start now, actually, because no one's joined. I'll just start anyway. But Friday, the 16th of July, it says the Gold Coast Titans versus the Parramatta Eels at Seaver Super Stadium on the Gold Coast. Now, the Gold Coast Titans had a good victory over the Canberra Raiders last week, a shock victory over them down there in Canberra. Parramatta Eels coming off the bye last week. Look, I think the Parramatta Eels should be too good here for the Gold Coast Titans, and I'm going to pick the Parramatta Eels by 18 over the Titans here. So yeah, I think Parramatta will be far too good there. And anytime try scorers can go with Marcus Sevo, Hayes Dunster, and Reid Marnie. So yeah, I think Parramatta will be too good for the Gold Coast Titans. Now, moving on to the next game on Friday night, sees the Manly Seagulls versus the St. George Illawarra Dragons. Now, the Manly Seagulls come off a very, very shock loss last week. The Dragons coming off the bye. Dragons, all sorts of issues at the moment with the players, that they got caught with the COVID regulations and that. So, Dragons got some issues at the moment off the field. So, how will they go in this game? I'm not sure. But, Manly want to bounce back after their loss to the Canberra Raiders down there at Manly Stadium last week. So, yeah, I'm going to go with the Manly Seagulls here. I think they'll bounce back. And I'm going to pick them to win by 10 points over the St. George Illawarra Dragons. Now, anytime try scorers, I'm going to go with Tommy Trbojevic, Jason Sabb, Josh Schuster for the anytime try scorers. So, yeah, I'll go with the Manly Seagulls here to win by 10. Now, moving on to Saturday, the 17th of July, it's the Canberra Raiders versus the Cronulla Sharks. Another game, I'm not sure where venue will be played at yet, so I believe this one will be in Queensland somewhere. But, look, I think the Canberra Raiders, last week, very impressive win, but as you know, Manly, had a lot of players out to state of origin. The Cronulla Sharks, they got a win over the Warriors last week, a good victory for them over the Warriors. But I'm gonna tip here a Raiders victory here, and I'll go Raiders by 6. But I think it'll be a very close game, and could go either way. I wouldn't be surprised if Sharks get up, but I'm going with the Canberra Raiders here to win by 6 points. Anytime try scorers, I'm going to go with Ronaldo Mulatalo and Jordan from the Raiders. So, yeah, my tip is the Raiders by 6. Now, moving on to the second game on Saturday, sees the North Queensland Cowboys versus the Sydney Roosters at Queensland Country Bank Stadium up there in Townsville. Obviously, with the COVID situation at the moment, but, this game hasn't changed. This game's still the same venue. But for the Cowboys, they've been disappointing the last couple of weeks. They've been very disappointing. They lost to South Sydney Rabbitohs last week. The Sydney Roosters, I believe they played last week. If I'm wrong, correct me if I'm wrong. I'll chat there, but I believe they did play and they got in from what I remember. But look, I think the Roosters should be far too good here. I'll go with the Sydney Roosters up there at Queensland Country Bank Stadium. Sorry, Nick from Australia. I know you'll be disappointed to hear that, but I'm going with the Sydney Roosters to win here by 14 points. I just don't see the Cowboys getting up here. So, yeah, I'll go Sydney Roosters to win by 14. Anytime try scorers, I've gone with Daniel Tupou, James Tedesco, and Matt Ikuvalu. So, yeah, Roosters to win by 14. Moving on to the last game on Super Saturday sees the Melbourne Storm versus the Newcastle Knights. And this game, I believe, will be played at Sunshine Stadium. From what I'm guessing, I think that's what will happen. And, I believe the Melbourne Storm should be far too good here for the Newcastle Knights. They should win this rather comfortably. Melbourne got in great form at the moment. So, I'll go with the Melbourne Storm by 28 points. Anytime try scorers are going to go with Remus Smith, George Jennings, Josh Adokar, and Justin Olam. Now, moving on to Sunday, the 18th of July, it sees the New Zealand Warriors versus the Penrith Panthers. This game probably will be on the Gold Coast as well, I believe. So, look, the Warriors last week, very disappointing. Penrith off the bye, didn't play last week. So, we'll have a full preview of this game tomorrow afternoon at 3 p.m. Australia time. So, tune in for that one. But unfortunately, I hate to say it, but I'm going to have to tip Penrith here to win. Penrith Panthers by 16 points. I think they'll be way too strong for the Warriors in this one. So, I'll do a full preview tomorrow talking about the game. So, make sure you tune in for that one at 3 p.m. tomorrow for a preview of that game. So, anytime try scorers going with Charlie Staines, Stephen Crichton, and Dylan Edwards. And for the Warriors, we'll go with Rocco Berry and Matt Lodge. So, those are my anytime try scorers. Moving on to the next game, and it's the Brisbane Broncos versus the West Tigers at Suncorp Stadium up there in Brisbane. The Brisbane Broncos, look, they've come off a bye, but they also come off a win the previous week up against the Cronulla Sharks. So a huge win for them in terms of making sure they stay away from that wooden spoon position on the ladder. The West Tigers have been very, very inconsistent. 1 week they can get a good win. The next week they're very, very terrible. So, look, I'm going to tip an upset. I'm going to tip the Brisbane Broncos here. I think they can cause an upset here at Suncorp Stadium in Brisbane over the West Tigers. And I'm going to go with the Brisbane Broncos here by 8, actually. I think it'll be a very close game. Both teams, they're defensively not great. So I reckon it'll be very high scoring. But I'm going to go with the Brisbane Broncos by 8 points. And my anytime try scorers, I'm going to go with Tony Staggs, Xavier Coates, Tessie New, Ken Mamalo, and David Nofa-Faluma. So those are my anytime try scoring picks. Now, moving on to the last game on Sunday to round out round 18 of the NRL. It's the South Sydney Rabbitohs versus the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs. And this one's been played, I believe this one's been played in Queensland as well. I'm not too sure. But I'm going to go with the Rabbitohs here to win. I think they'll be too good. Rabbitohs by 30 points over the Bulldogs. And anytime try scorers, I'm going to go with Tane Milne, Alex Johnston, Campbell Graham. And for the Bulldogs, I'm going to go with Nick Meady and Jack Averillo. So, to go through to my tips now, I'll go back and give my tips for those that have missed them. So, Titans versus Eels, I'm going to go with the Eels by 18. The Manly Seagulls versus the Dragons, I'm going to go with the Manly Seagulls by 10. The other game was the Raiders versus the Sharks. I'm going with the Raiders by 6. The Cowboys versus the Roosters, I've gone with the Roosters by 14. The Melbourne Storm versus the Newcastle Knights, I've gone with the Melbourne Storm by 28. The Warriors and the Panthers, I've gone with the Panthers by 16, unfortunately. And the Broncos Tigers, have gone with the Broncos by 8. And the Rabbitohs Bulldogs, I've gone with the Rabbitohs by 30. So, those are my NRL Round 18 tips. Thanks, guys, for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget as well to subscribe to the channel if you're new. The channel's at 627 subscribers. So I've lost a couple of subscribers, but let's get to 700 subscribers. So make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. And also make sure you like the video or like the stream back if you're watching this back. So, thanks, guys, for watching. And I'll see you guys again in the next video. Cheers, guys.